to the GameDay Squad Rugby League show. Every single week, you're going to see myself and Josh. You might have seen us before, guys, first of all, from SportsShedTV, so make sure you give us a follow on socials. But most importantly, give GameDay Squad a follow on all socials. We're going to be popping up every single Wednesday delivering the GameDay Squad Rugby League show on YouTube. And if you can't watch us, you can listen to us on Spotify. We're going to be previewing and reviewing the rounds of rugby league. So from a fantasy perspective, we absolutely can't wait. Hopefully our opinions are spot on.
There will be.
Surely. And we want to keep the fan interaction at an absolute maximum. So, send the questions in, jump on the Discord as well. Everything's going to be in the description below on YouTube, and pop in all your questions. We'll get into those segments later. But Josh, what can everyone expect from us this year?
Well, we've spent a bit of time on this now, and we're so excited to get this season rolling. Well, we're going to start with the strike, spare, misses, just like bowling, mate.
Yeah, just like you versus me in bowling, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we're going to review the round based off the players we had in our team or overall. So who was your strike of the week? Who played the best?
Yeah.
Who just hit the money and got you the most points?
So most of the time it'll be a Roosters player?
Nah, cap. Nah, who's the spare? So who basically sat where you think they would be, but it's a player that you're going to have every week in your team.
Yeah, so they didn't hit it off 100%, but you still got to have them there.
Yeah,
they did all right.
It's a must-have.
Okay.
And then a miss, someone that completely missed for you and just messed up your whole week of fantasy.
Yeah.
Which we don't want to happen, but it does happen.
It was Ben Trebojevic last year.
It sends us all crazy.
Yeah.
But after that, we'll move on to on the radar. So any players that, based off the week previous, they played well, but they're in for a big game.
Yeah.
We're going to try and call it for you guys, and you guys can pick them up.
Or they could be a star player on the named on team list Tuesday.
That's right. And obviously, we all love our stats, and the stats don't lie. So that's the next segment. That's the next segment. And we have to back it up. We can't.
We have to back it up. I mean, we can always provide opinions, but for those who don't know, I'm a massive Roosters fan.
Doggies fan, of course.
So, and we try not to be biased, We'll try to talk. I mean, there are 15 other teams, right? So we're going to keep it as fair as possible, but the stats don't lie. So at least if you think we're lying or you guys are lying in the comment section, at least the stats won't lie.
That's right.
We had to put the segment in there.
It's a fair call. And of course, Norman, we want to interact with the fans.
Yeah. Fans are at the heart of everything we do, and same with GameDay Squad. So you can pop in all your questions on the Discord and in the comment section below on YouTube. You can obviously always DM us questions during the week on Instagram, but it's probably best to pop your questions in the Discord or the comment section. Yeah,
so at SportsShedTV or GameDay Squad. So just send your questions through, and we'd love to, as many as possible, to be honest. Yeah,
I mean, obviously we could be talking about this for hours. Yeah. So maybe we'll come up with a number of how many questions we go through each week, but just keep sending them through, and those we don't get to, we might be able to reply personally to you guys. So we'll make sure we put the Discord link in the description below as well.
100%. Well, if we can still manage to talk after this many segments, we'll go into the transfer market and see who's hot and if anyone's at a good range to buy.
Yeah, we'll just provide advice of who we'd purchase or who we're looking to purchase for the week.
We're quite competitive. We should mention we're not experts, but we are competitive.
Yeah, we are competitive, and that's the main thing.
We like to stay ahead of the game. So we're keen.
Yeah.
And then obviously prediction to wrap it up. So we'll talk about who our main prediction, or it could be our tips. It could be pretty much anything. Our game day tips. So
when you say predictions, it's going to be good because I think we're going to get absolutely roasted every single week in the comment section if one of us completely butchers our predictions. But it's why it's a prediction. We don't have a magic ball or memory or I don't know, some sort of future prediction powers, ability.
And maybe whoever, if someone gets it wrong or if we both get it wrong, it's a miss. But if one person gets it right and one person doesn't get it right, it could be something next week the person has to wear during the whole show.
Yeah, maybe we should do a forfeit or something.
Yeah, maybe let us know. Yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section below for this episode, or DM us as well and let us know what the forfeit should be. If one of us gets a prediction that's completely out of whack, maybe we give 3 predictions a week, and that way it's whoever gets the most out of the 3.
I know what I'll love to see. I'll love to see Norman wearing this doggies cap.
No
the
chance.
whole episode. I'll be loving it. I'll be looking straight down the camera.
So Josh wore this in the charity match, red, white, and blue. I'll get him in a Roosters jersey. So we'll see how that goes. And then after predictions, is that it for the episode?
That's the episode. But Norm, what will we go through?
Well, since we can't really go through, we've explained all our segments. We hope you're super keen on it. Keen to hear your thoughts and feedback as well. But since we can't go through that because we haven't had round 1 action yet, why not preview the NRL this year and let's go through some of our personal predictions for the season in general.
Well, let's start off with our own squads, our own game day squads.
Yeah.
We want to know, who was your first pick in your squad?
My first pick, this might be left of field, but hey, we're here to provide our opinions and our takes on it. I actually picked Valentine Holmes.
Wow.
Because I just thought Cowboys had an off season last year in general, like missed the 8. Who would have thought they'd missed the 8 after they had previously? And obviously Val got suspended here and there. Pretty sure he picked up an injury during the season as well. So he didn't play as many games as he could. He should be firing at center, and he's a goal kicker, and Cowboys should really make the 8 this year. So, I'm glad. I mean, that's one of the beauties about Game Day Squad, right? Yeah. You get to keep your players that you had on board last year. So I came to make my team this year, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm putting Val in first. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the safest pick for me.
Well, I think he's flying under the radar a bit.
Yeah.
I didn't really think of him before you said him. So there's a lot of players like Bronson Sherry being spoken about. But someone like Val Holmes has proven himself every year.
Yeah, he proves himself every year. And last year was an off year, and you don't see that from Val at all. And you can't forget the fact that he goal kicks.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
What about you?
Well, for me...
Don't be a doggies player.
No, I didn't. I'm not biased. I'm going with Latrell Mitchell because I think he's in for a big season.
Okay.
We saw in the Indigenous game, he played a cracker game, and I think he's in for a big one. And especially if you already had him last year in your squad, I think he's a must-have.
Yeah.
And even if you're getting for the multiplier, a gold Latrell Mitchell is a good shout.
It's dangerous because it's dangerous getting that gold card because when he's on, he's on. Okay, and as a Roosters fan, I hate to see it. I used to love to see it, but I hate to see it. And Josh knows he rubs it in every week when Latrell has a good game. And
I do.
I'm just lucky South haven't performed to the best of their abilities while he's been there.
It's true. And with the introduction of Jack Wyden, I think that left edge is lethal, and that's where Latrell likes to play.
It is lethal, and we don't even know, once Munro's fit and firing, we don't know where he's going to play. Even Alex Johnson, they got a full Indigenous side, literally one side of the field. The connection would be unreal. I'm scared now, actually. I should stop talking about South and Latrell.
Well, let's move on from that. Let's go on to who's someone you're staying clear of this year?
This year... And like I said, not from a biased perspective, I think Tedesco will have a bounce back year, but I'm going to stick clear from him because last year I was big on him. And obviously I think sometimes it does suck a little bit when you obviously support your team and you want your players to do well from a personal perspective. And then you try to incorporate your personal touch into your fantasy team. And it's like, look, it's supposed to be objective and you're supposed to be thinking about who's going to score you the most amount of points so you can win prizes each week, right?
Yeah, correct.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking surely Teddy aims up this week. Surely we go on a run. Surely we make the top 4. Surely we win the comp. And everything was so Roosters, Teddy. This year I'm like, let's just put that aside and I'm going to steer clear, not of Roosters players, but of Tedesco.
Yeah.
He's got to settle in with how the spine's going to play this year. Our backline's going to shuffle around. I'm steering clear of Teddy this year.
I didn't expect you to say that. That could be a good...
I told you, mate, I hope it's a good luck charm. I don't want to talk about Tedesco all year now. I want him to kill it.
Well, I'm going to go for someone that you wouldn't think I would say. I'm going to say Nicholas Hines to stay clear of.
Nico.
After watching the Indigenous game, just notice how Trindle really took control. And I'm just going to assume that's how they're going to play for the Sharks. It's just natural instincts. And Trindle loves his short kicking game, loves his running game. Taking the ball off Nico Hines for at least 30% of the time reduces his points and what he scored last year. We all know he was in the top 10 last couple of years.
Yeah, top 5 every year.
But for me, I feel that's going to drop him out of the top 10 this season and maybe even look for, you got so many good halves in the game.
Yeah, you've got so many good. I mean, it depends. Like if you're getting him off the transfer market, it depends what price you can snatch him at. But I mean, and we can go through that in our future transfer market segments. Yeah. I mean, if you've got him, you're definitely playing him, surely.
For sure. But in terms of if you got to go out there and buy him and he won't be cheap on the market.
No.
So,
so you can hold off.
Yeah, in terms of who else to clear of right now, I'd say Nicholas Hines.
I don't want to be a sucker for goal kickers, but obviously he'll still be kicking goals. Sharks will still be scoring points. And he's got Niccolo playing outside him. And I feel like he puts him through so many gaps.
Correct.
But you're right. Trindle is taking more control. I mean, it's only one game, so the sample size is small. Yeah, but, I mean, you compare that with how Moylan was playing last year. Now, I mean, they changed half, and there's a fair few times, but fair call. I'll give it to you.
Well, we could sit here and talk rugby league all day.
Yeah.
But instead of going through our whole ladder prediction, but should we give the fans our top 8, our combined top 8, our top combined rugby league game day top 8?
All right. Our GDS top 8 for the rugby league.
I think we agree. I think we've been talking about it for a whole off season that we're fine between Broncos or Penrith first.
Yeah. Look, the reason I'm going, I mean, we should tell everyone.
Yeah.
Josh is going Penrith. I can't blame him. I don't think you guys should blame him either. I'm going Brisbane Broncos. I just think the hurt of last year and how they'll aim up in the regular season. I feel like Penrith know, kind of like, oh yeah, been there, done that now, winning 3 comps in a row. They kind of know they need to finish in the top 4, but maybe that first position isn't as essential as it would be to a team like the Broncos, who would be like just like absolutely itching for it.
Yeah.
I'm not to say that the drive isn't there for Penrith, but I think they'll have, a couple more people come through the ranks as well, as you see players departing and leaving at the end of the year. Plus, they haven't had a bad luck. I mean, I don't want to jinx them, but in terms of injuries, they've had a fairly good run. So surely, I'm not trying to jinx anything or say surely it catches up to them now, but you look at every other team who've copped a fair bit more injuries.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos could have a more consistent 1 to 17 team list every week. So I'm going Broncos 1, Penrith 2, but I'm happy for them to interchange.
And of course, they play during the Origin time. Most of their players are out during that time.
Yeah, that's right. So it all comes down to the luck of the draw in that period.
It does. But yeah, they're going to be our top 2.
Top 2.
So it's just that third and fourth spot is really tough this season. A lot of teams competing in the rugby league right now. And I just have to chuck Melbourne Storm in there.
I've got to chuck Storm in there. I think their forward pack is a bit weaker than what it should be.
So was last year,
Yep. But still, that spine is almost untouchable. Yeah. If Pappenhausen's fit, and my God, did he look fit in the trials?
Yeah. Oh, it was incredible.
Jeez. Like, he's probably the only player I like so many different players. Yeah, we'll touch wood, mate. We don't want to jinx the bloke. But like, there are so many players that you like to watch that are just electric and exciting. Yeah. Doesn't matter what team you support. Like, I don't want to go as far as saying Pappy could be playing for the Rabbitohs and I still like him.
Yeah.
But seriously, who actually dislikes Ryan Pappenhausen?
I don't know one bloke.
Yeah, neither do I. So, So I think Melbourne will be in the top 4.
Yeah.
Put them 3rd, put them 4th.
Definitely in the top 4.
Definitely in the top 4. I'd put my boys in the top 4. I said I wouldn't be biased. I spoke against picking Tedesco. I just think we're absolutely stacked and our depth is insane. And over the last couple of years where we've really struggled with injuries, we've had a lot of forwards step up, a lot of forwards. So I feel like we won't be, off the 8 ball. We won't be left out. Yeah. I genuinely think we'll be in the top 4.
Yeah. I think I've got you guys in 6th, 7th, but I can't really pick this other team in there. I've just chucked in the Rabbitohs.
Okay.
Just based off their signings. They missed the 8 last year. I'm expecting them to bounce back. So that's obviously just me assuming. It's nothing backing it up besides their signings.
See, it's funny you say that. I've got Rabbitohs in that 5th, 6th mark that you're talking about, just because they missed the 8 last year.
That's how close it is.
Yeah, it is super close. I mean, they missed the 8 last year. I don't think their forward pack is there in terms of their props. Yeah. I think their back rowers and locks pretty stacked, but I don't think their actual out and out props are there. And obviously it's going to be interesting to see how Jack Whiten goes. They've got a couple injuries in the back line. I think Munro, Campbell Graham.
It makes it tough.
It does make it tough, but to fill out the 8, we've gone with...
To fill out this one's
from the
tough.
5th onwards. I mean, Sharks and Cowboys will be there.
Cowboys. I think the Warriors do get back into that top 8.
So we'll go in no particular order. Yeah. We'll go like Penrith, Broncos, Storm, Roosters, Rabbitohs, Sharks, Cowboys, Warriors. So Knights and Eels and Manly miss out, where a lot of people have them in the 8.
Yeah, I think I'd see over Canberra. Oh, you said Canberra, right?
Nah, Canberra missing.
Oh, sorry, Canberra missing. I think I see Knights slotting 8th.
Over Sharks or Cowboys?
I love to say my Bulldogs. I think we might finish 9th this season. But in terms of, if I'm using my brain, I would say that Newcastle, because of their season last year, I don't see them slacking off.
Using my brain over my heart, look, would tell me that even if we miss the 4, I don't really mind.
Yeah.
But just speaking about using the brain and having a look at the team list and seeing them on paper and seeing how they could potentially go, I see the Gold Coast Titans going on a run.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be like a Newcastle Knights or New Zealand Warriors story where they're at the bottom of the ladder, but they've actually got a decent team. And when they get it together, bang, it's on. Really saw the impact that Des Hasler has with the defensive attitude of the young guns. They had like a C grade side playing against the Dolphins. And I mean, they did well. They did very well. They only lost by like 8 points to like a first team Dolphins outfit. I don't know. Good forward pack. Fermore's back. Vettle's back.
Yeah.
They've got some depth now.
100%.
It's scary times.
It really just depends on the GameDay squad.
Yeah.
On game day.
It literally does, and no pun intended there. But
But
let's go for grand final prediction. I mean, you can say it's way too early, but who doesn't like an early season prediction?
No, we love it.
What are you going with?
You have to put Penrith in there. I feel like they have to fight for their 4 in a row. Obviously, playing the last 4 grand finals, which is incredible. I'd say repeat. Penrith Broncos repeat.
That would be insane.
Last season was one of the greatest grand finals I've ever watched in my entire life. So I wouldn't be upset watching that again.
Yeah, so true. I reckon Penrith fall, I wouldn't say 1 short, but 2 short this year.
Yeah.
I think they lose in a prelim. I think either Melbourne Storm get them and make the final if their spine stays fully fit. I think it's Bellamy's last year.
Yeah.
Melbourne get to a final, but I feel like the Broncos get their mojo on, and I think Broncos defeat Melbourne in a final. And it's not to say I don't see Penrith there, because I'm sure Penrith will be there. But if I'm going with my prediction with how I feel it's going to play out, I think Penrith will. I just don't. You can't do it that many times.
I think I missed what did you say who's going to knock out Penrith, you reckon?
I think Melbourne will knock out Penrith, and then technically they've played their grand final a week early.
I think we've said it before. I think we said that Melbourne's one of the teams that Penrith struggle.
They struggle against them.
It could be experience. It could just be, I don't know.
Yeah, and they have managed to get on top of them. Like, they've been down in games and come back against them. But it's something about Bellamy and the Melbourne style where the 80 minute, it's an 80-minute grind.
We saw in the grand final last year, Broncos 60 minutes perfect.
Yeah.
And it just took 20 minutes.
Yep, it took 20 minutes and it was all over. I mean, like...
We also saw that in that 2019 grand final as well. Well, when Melbourne were flogging...
2020,
sorry. When they were smashing Penrith and then they came back in the last 20 minutes. Which is... We could say Melbourne weren't playing 80 minutes there, but they held off just in time. But
exactly. And Penrith did it in a reverse last year.
Correct.
But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know you're agreeing with me by saying, like, Melbourne are the team to do it, if anyone.
Yeah.
So I think Melbourne do it against Penrith, make the final. But I think physically they'd be so spent from that game. 100%. And Broncos would get there like, hey, boys, we've been here last year. We need to get it done this year. Like,
that's a good prediction.
So, yeah, I say Broncos by 8.
That's using the brain.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean... Feel free to roast me.
We'll clip it up and just repost this.
Clip it up and go viral if we get it right. But yeah, we obviously would love to see our teams there, but it's just there's levels.
But this year, like, we love rugby league.
Yeah,
we love talking rugby league. We're not experts. We should stay there. We'll probably stay there 1,000 times.
We'll probably stay there 1,000 times in the first few episodes, and then if you don't get the gist from there, I mean, we can't say it every week. You know, we even tried playing rugby league the other week, and our bodies are still sore.
Mate, my shoulder, but.
And I was on the wing. That's embarrassing.
But we're just keen just talking rugby league. The fans listening to us on YouTube or on Spotify every week, which is amazing to me.
It is. I'm so stoked. And it's on a Wednesday too. So it's like Team List Tuesday's already come out. We'll record this, on a Tuesday night, make sure it's out there every single Wednesday. And that way you can listen to it as a preview into the round. And you can also hear about our thoughts briefly on what just happened previously. So
correct.
You can get your team sorted after listening to this on a Wednesday Arvo maybe.
Definitely.
So that sounds like a good middle of the week for me.
Well, before we wrap up the show, Norm, anything else you want to let them know, or is everything pretty much covered?
Well, I think everything's pretty much covered. Obviously, you know where to go to follow us and to stay on track with GameDay Squad across all their socials as well. But just it's all about not only liking and subscribing and following and all that sort of stuff, but get your comments in. Interact. Everyone, we all want to play fantasy. We all love fantasy. We all think we're the best and have the best opinions. We all think we're a mastermind, really.
Yeah, and
we're not.
We all struggle halfway through the season.
We're far from it. But the thing is, Josh and I, we're super competitive and super loyal. We're not going to give up on our teams, and our teams hopefully not going to give up on us. So we don't want to give up on you guys, and we don't want you guys giving up on us either. So comment section, Discord, put in your questions. We'll try to get through as many as we can. And they're my closing comments, really, just to get your comments in.
That's right. Well, let's get this season running.
Yeah, can't wait for it. Stay tuned, guys. We can't wait. And we'll be back next week.
See you next week.